So today we're having some fun around the shop.
Not me, I messed up.
Yeah, Kegan messed up. I don't know what he messed up on, but apparently he did. He's over there working on his chopper. So, but me, I'm trying to work on the turbo mount again. The problem is I can't get this to go in the mount because I got these old studs, plus I got the old studs on this backside here for the exhaust that I need to replace. The threads on these are all jacked. I got to get them out. So today, we're going to show you how to get bolts out. We're going to try a couple different methods. So, well, in this case, studs, and Kegan's making noise. But get started here, show you guys what's going on.
Fixing my mistake.
Okay, so the first method is we actually have one of these, which is kind of neat.
An extractor?
Yeah, we have a bolt extractor. This one goes on the end of the ratchet.
You'll never guess what it does.
Yeah, you'll never guess what it does. So I'm gonna get this on here, and I tried earlier to see if I could pull it out without heat. Heat, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna have to be heated, and there's just no other way about it. But ideally, this goes on here like so, digs in, gives you enough torque, and right there, gets a hold of it, and you can, yeah, all we're doing right now is just kind of skinning on the bolt. It's just not gonna do it, so.
And there are various types of stud extractors.
Yeah, this is an old one Dad's got, which usually works most of the time. You can see right there where I bit into the bolt. I don't know if you can see that or not from there, but anyways, it gnawed in right there. You can actually see the ribs from that thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some heat. So my spectacles on.
Can't fix it. Torch it.
Yeah, fix it with fire. Turn the bottles on over here. We are almost out of settling. Almost. Now let's try. See how this works. Still may not work.
Or doesn't work.
Yeah, or doesn't work.
You don't sound happy.
Yeah, it won't sound happy, but it's coming. He's hot. So that's one way to do it. But if you don't have a bolt extractor, we'll go over another way to do it. Alright, so what I've done here is I've tightened two nuts up on here. So what I should be able to do now is get on the, I've jammed them together. I should be able to get on the back nut and
Should.
oh, that one's against that one. So now I should have all the turning force as it jams up against it to turn that out. So if you don't have a welder and you just have a way to heat is all you got, you can jam two nuts up like that, and then I should be able to turn that off once I apply some heat to the back side here, because that right there, this housing's been hot several times before because it's the exhaust size of a turbo, you know, and it's a used turbo. So I'm going to pour some heat to this, and then as soon as it gets warm enough where I'm happy with it, we'll take a wrench and spin that off. And Kegan's gonna make noise because he's dying to cut over here while I'm B-rolling. So, we'll B-roll for a minute. Now, let's see if that was hot enough. Nope, I just twisted the threads off. Yep. Well, the threads on this bolt right here are junk anyways. So now we'll try to weld a nut on it to see if we can get it off that way. If you got a stud that's still got some decent threads left on it, this may work. This particular circumstance, the threads on this were pretty well gone anyways, so I figured it was worth a shot, but we just stripped the threads right off of it. So, now it's time to break out the welder. Yeah, because that worked. Okay, so now I'm going to weld that nut to the stud.
That's galvanized.
I'm going to kick it up a little bit on our temperature because I want to get it to bite good. And you always want to make sure that your welding lead is good and straight and there's no loops in it, because if there is, it'll give a place for it to bind and it won't feed your wire at the right speed sometimes. So, welder on. Well, I can't get a good ground there. There we go. My clamp wasn't making a good ground on the table. I feel okay about that.
You can have cover your
Okay, now let's see if there's still enough heat in that flange and heat in the bolt. Let me back that out. Probably not. No, I gotta heat the flange some more. Okay. Change over. Go back to these.
Also, key point, if you are heating studs for removal or bolts and you're trying to get anything out, do not, after you apply heat, apply lubricant or cool it down. What you do is you quench it, you harden the metal, and then it'll end up shattering. It'll also then become too hard and it'll make it more difficult to drill out. You'll go through more bits that way, if that's your last resort.
I'm hoping that does not become the last resort on this.
And don't quench it.
Let me,
Not aim for the grinder?
yeah. Also notice when I'm applying heat, I'm not putting it on the bolt itself. I'm getting all the metal around the bolt. Because you don't want to necessarily, I mean, it's alright to get some heat into the bolt, but you really want the heat in the metal around the bolt. Where you want the heat at. Okay, so let's see how that works.
Again, not on the grinder.
Off where I can see now. Nope, we don't want to do that just yet. Yes, twisted the bolt. We got to give it a second. I don't want the heat's a lot of heat's in the bolt. I don't want to twist the bolt. So I see the bolt starting to stress right in here as I put some leverage on it, and we don't want that to happen. I'll just twist the bolt off, and then we ain't got nothing to get a hold of.
Technically, we got a welder. We got a lot.
Guess what? Wait it cool down a little bit to where the bolt's not so hot, and let it gain some strength back.
We didn't even need plan B.
Didn't even need plan B because it's starting to come.
Plan B was lots of leverage.
Lots of leverage.
Also, even though it looks strenuous and kind of like it would help the process, don't ever put a ratcheting wrench on anything that you're applying heat to.
Yeah, might end up bad for the ratcheting wrench. Unless you got like an extension. Now look at there. There it is. There's number 2 out. Kegan, don't touch that. It's hot.
Adam.
You're not at him. So, that's done. Good deal. So now I'll get things set up and we'll move on to the 4 bolts, and I want to try something new on one of them. So after inspecting these pretty decent, the threads on these are actually still okay, and the way I'm building this, these don't necessarily need to come off. So I'm going to clean these threads up with a die, and I'm just going to go ahead and use these. So we're not going to get to see those ones come off. What I was going to use is this is an induction heater. Check this dude out. So since I'm not going to extract these and we're not going to try and test it this way, I will do something fun for you guys with this induction heater to show you how bad these things can be if you haven't seen one before. So let me get this out of the vise. I'll clean these threads up real quick, and then I'll throw something up here and we'll get it really hot and bend it with ease using an induction heater. So since we're not going to use it to get rid of the bolts, the studs that are in the turbo, I did want to show you guys this since I had it out. And I don't know if we'll have an excuse to use it again in the near future, but this right here is an induction heater. Flameless heating system. And what I'm going to do is this piece of metal in the vise.
Explain how it works.
No, I'm not going to explain how it works. It's 1/2 inch thick. I'm going to put this down over it, get it hot enough that I should be able to bend it using these pair of pliers. How cool is that, right?
It'd be even cooler if you explain how it works.
Kegan, go ahead and let the people know how it works since you want to.
What it does is it creates a magnetic field and breaks it down, and then it creates the exact opposite polarity magnetic field. And it does it multiple times in a second. So what it does is it takes the molecules of the metal and it allows them to never align. They keep moving constantly. And that creates friction, that creates heat, and that's how it works.
Jeez, oh Pete, you about sounded smart there.
I try sometimes.
Starting to see it get warm. Don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it is getting red hot just faintly. I know you can see the smoke rolling off of it. Let's see if that's enough to do anything with. Looky there. I just bent 1/2 inch metal by hand after heating it with an induction heater.
Science.
Science. Look here, I'll take the little camera stand here and move in there. It's not straight anymore. So, if the time comes that we need to heat a bolt or a piece of metal, and we don't want to get flame around it, and we don't want to weld around it, we just need to heat it. I know a gentleman who owns this, and I'm sure he'll let me borrow it again sometime. And handy to have one of those around. I have no idea how much he's got in it, but I'm thankful that we've got it if we need it. So, other than that, studs are out of the turbo. Now you guys have seen the induction heater that I thought we was going to use. And now it's time to get back to building a turbo mount. And that's a whole nother video. So, if you guys don't mind, hit that subscribe button down there. And we're going to keep working on our projects and see what else we can film. See you guys later.